Grandma, always there with a warm embrace, so selfless, loving and kind. Who doesn't love their grandma? Game developers, that's who! My god, I've had to dredge the bottom of the barrel for this one. Elbow deep in the poop de la poop of gaming. Roll the video! Bionic Granny is a game so bad the developers didn't even put their name on it. You play as Granny. She's annoyed at those noisy kids leaving school every day, so every day she heads out to whack them over the head with her walking stick. The lollipop lady tries to stop her by throwing an infinite number of lollipops. The game gets increasingly faster until eventually Granny dies from said lollipop and turns into a dead Spider-Man for some reason. Published by those pioneers of shovelware Mastertronics, the game is considered to be one of the worst on the Commodore 64, which is some feat, I can tell you that. Many people online speculate that the game was made by the Darling brothers, who went on to form Codemasters, a company that makes good games. Like the Dizzy series, Micro Machines, Colin McRae Rally and John Alamu Rugby, to name but a few. They're still around today with their annual Formula 1 games doing steady business, although they were bought out by EA Games in 2021, so we'll see how long that lasts. If, and that's a big if, the Darling brothers were responsible for Bionic Granny, firstly, what the hell were you thinking? And secondly, I wouldn't own up to it either. Grandmothers, being the wonderful people they are, forgave and moved on from this travesty. And game developers, all suffering from a collective bout of second-hand embarrassment, decided to leave grannies alone. The grannyless culture of games warped and evolved over the years, and this affected the RPG genre the most. There became an obsession amongst gamers of finding the quickest way of levelling, creating the strongest, highest damaging characters, which could master every skill in the game in one playthrough. There wasn't a lot of role-playing going on. In 2015, a grandmother decided to show everybody the right way. Shirley Curry, better known as the Skyrim Grandma, became popular on YouTube, where, whilst playing Skyrim, she focused on characters, creating backstories, giving them personalities, hopes, dreams, goals in the world. From Ketamet to Agur the Seeker, Shirley had many characters, all with their own unique story. Her videos are very sweet, and if you've never seen her YouTube channel, after watching this I suggest you check her out. The next Granny, however, is anything but sweet. Granny, from the game Granny, is a homicidal masochist who likes kidnapping people. Locking them in her basement, she plays games with her victims. She gives them 5 days to escape, and on the 5th day, if they fail, she kills them in a variety of dramatic and violent ways. The Granny was based on Tamara Sansanova, better known as the Granny Ripper, who murdered, dismembered 2 people and is suspected of murdering 2 more. Granny the game is beloved by many and spawned 2 sequels, with Pragonda saying, "A woman chased me 10 out of 10, and Birgit31 claiming that it was the weirdest dating sim he'd ever played. Game developers, why? You found the worst Granny on the planet and made a game based on her? Did Granny never bake you a cake as a child? Okay, let's try a different tact. Game developers, you are feeling very sleepy. Love your grandma. Make more games about grandma." Excuse me, I did love my grandma. I even put Shirley Curry in the next Elder Scrolls game. Well done, Todd Howard. Have a gold star. However, the rest of you, if you don't book up your ideas pretty soon... Cease and desist. Cease and desist. Oh God, it's from my lawyer. I've been told I have to read this note. The work of Mr. Eric Berone is wonderful, with his solo-developed game Stardew Valley being a landmark title in indie development games. Yada 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 blah blah blah. I wholeheartedly apologise for any offence caused. Or something on the back. P.S. I cannot put into words how monumentally stupid it is to yell and berate someone whose copyrighted music you've been plagiarising this entire video. The music belongs to Mr. Eric Berone, and because he's such a wonderful person, he has publicly stated on many occasions that he allows YouTubers to use his music. This can be rescinded any time on a wholesale or individual basis without reason or notice. I strongly suggest you send Mr. Berone a grovelling, and I mean grovelling apology, and as a gesture of goodwill, making a YouTube video saying how much you love Stardew Valley will go a long way to repairing the rift.
Then we come to the last game of the video, Grandma Badass. A point-and-click adventure. Whilst out buying cat food, Grandma's house gets broken into, and her cat Marius gets stolen. As the game suggests, Granny is a badass who uses her cane to beat up perverts, poke some plastic boobies. She clears a nightclub by spiking the DJ with laxatives and playing some old lady music instead. Grandma Badass is a fun game which has a niche following. However, being an old-fashioned point-and-click game with a quirky sense of humour, the game's never really reached any kind of mainstream popularity. Edipison Studios finally gave us a good granny game. The fact that the game is from an almost extinct genre is probably quite apt. Hopefully in the future we get some awesome granny games which go on to get some mainstream success. But it is unfortunate that the game based on a mass murdering granny is by far and away the most popular.